May the gods keep the wolves in the hills and the women in our beds.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Iowa.
Well, hello there, sexy monkeys. I should probably go this way a little bit. If the Lion King and the Viking TV series met and had a baby, meanwhile, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the video game, met with Gladiator and they had a baby, and by some miracle, those babies met and fucked, this is what you get, the Northman.
Io sono Hamlet l'orso lupo, figlio di Re Arvandil corvo di guerra, e sono il suo vendicatore!
Uccidetelo!
Portatelo a me!
Dovete ucciderlo!
È mio!
The only regret I have about this movie is I did not have a single beer in me. I was sober. I want to rewatch this movie drunk as fuck now. I want to go berserk. I'm going to be a pirate. I'm going to be drinking rum.
Why is the rum always gone?
Alright, so The Northman was dope as fuck. I just watched it yesterday. I had some shit to do. That's why I'm a day behind on the review. Yeah, that kind of rhymed. So Robert Eggers, out of the movies The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman is by far the best of the three. And the other two movies were really good also. So that just proved to you this is a great movie. I'm 100% confident this is the best movie so far this year. Without a doubt. I was going to look into the movies that came out last year and compare with that list. I just totally forgot. But I have a strong feeling it might be the best one also. It's a fucking great movie, guys. It hit a home run and is by far, easily, the best Viking movie. The only competition it would have would be the Viking TV series. But it beat that. The character in this movie is Hamlet. And the story is through like a Viking saga, which was written in like the 1200 by Saxo, and that story inspired Shakespeare to write Hamlet. I'm not a Shakespeare expert, but they're saying that this story is loosely was inspiration for Shakespeare to make Hamlet. Some people say Shakespeare never read this. I'm not here to debate that. I'm just saying what I learned from the International Movie Database and in doing a little research. The plot of the story is Alexander Skarsgard is a prince, and his father, Ethan Hawke, is killed. Well, Ethan Hawke's the king, and his mother is Nicole Kidman. She's the queen. Ethan Hawke, as the king, is killed by his brother over, greed, because he wants to be a king. That's just how shit goes. So Ethan Hawke gets killed, which would make Alex Skarsgard the king. But the uncle's like, get that little boy, I want his head. And Alex Skarsgard gets away as a little boy, and he leaves the island, and then it's like 14, 15 years later. Well, 914, so it'd be 19 years later, he will seek revenge, just like Gladiator. If you watch Gladiator or The Lion King, the concept of someone becoming king, but they get exiled, and then years later they come back for revenge. There you go. Anya Taylor-Joy. She's beautiful. I absolutely love her. She's in this. She plays a slave, but she's a badass fucking slave. She is someone that you don't fuck around with. Acting-wise, this whole movie, wow, fantastic acting all around through this whole movie. You do, like I say, a lot of those long shots, those continue one shots, you had to have good actors for that. Because if one person fucks up, gotta do it all over again. Great acting. So most of this, like I said, was 914. The Vikings saga, their peak time was 793 till 1066. That was what a lot of scholars say that's their peak time. So this was pretty much right in the middle of the Viking peak saga. This movie, literally within the first 10 minutes, pulls you right into the Viking world where you just feel like you're a Viking. You feel like you're there. It's cold, it's dark, it's snowing, it's mud. The mud's either frozen or it's wet. There are horses. Is the set design unbelievable, beautiful. Everything looks authentic, great. The costumes, wow. The brother of the king, he looks amazing when he walks up to kill his brother. Wow. All right, so the little boy gets away in 895 AD. 19 years later, Alex Skarsgard, he's a slave. No, he's not a slave. I get too far ahead of myself. He's a Viking. He's a berserker. And oh my god, these berserkers go fucking nuts, dude.
There's nobody else who could play no real drive. He's off track.
Years after the brutal murder of his father,
who he is and what
from his mission until his uncle has a spiritual connection that reminds him of it.
They go fucking nuts the night before. You get the whole horns, the Valhalla shit. They speak in like the language of the time. Shrooms. You got orgies. You got the whole thing with crows, the birds. It's unbelievable. The Viking barrel situation. So they do this scene where they're berserkers, and berserkers are so Vikings have jobs within. So like berserker, they are known as like the guys that go in first and they clear out the villages, or they're the first wave, because these guys are just fucking nuts. They were just trip out. They like howl. Even at one point, he literally ripped some dude's throat out with his fucking teeth. This movie is brutal as fuck. These deaths are hard, some of it hard to watch. They really are. I won't say what, but there's a few moments that were just really intimate, ruthless, and you're just like, wow. Because they really this is how it was back then. Back then was no fucking joke, dude. No fucking joke. The cinematography was just unbelievable. I absolutely love the way Robert Eggers shoots his films. He is going to be amazing down the road. So his cinematography, it felt like he used all natural lighting. I'm positive he used 90%. It was all natural lighting. Like it was by flames, the fire, or it was like moonlight. But it was beautiful. And there's no bright colors in this movie. Maybe green grass would be about it, and flames. But like it's black and white pretty much. If you ever seen the movie The Revenant with Leo DiCaprio, that is the same cinematography. That's what reminded me of that, because that was all natural lighting. He made sure it was natural lighting. It makes so much difference when you use natural lighting. In this movie, he does with the camera, the movements, unbelievable how he does. He does a lot of one shot, continuous shots. But there's this one scene where he'll take the camera and literally like put it on a lawn belt as they're rowing. They like roll by, and then the camera will like come in and go onto it, and it like does a zoom up. It was like a good 20-30 second long shot. Unbelievable how they did it. And throughout the movie, he does a lot of the crane shots. I love doing those cool crane shots if you know how to do it right. There are at least 3 to 4 jump scenes. Like in a horror movie, you have that jump scare. There's 3 or 4 times in this movie, it was all with the sound effect, because it'd be like really quiet, because he likes you like make it really, really loud and then go right down to silence, and then it'd be silent, hit you really hard and then loud, and dude, it got me like 3 or 4 times each time. The music and the sound effects in this whole movie, wow. They used authentic music from the time period, like drums. They use a lot of drums in this, but the sound department in this, fucking amazing. They deal with themes in this, for example, is choice versus destiny. So the slave girl, Anya Taylor-Joy, she's all about life is all about choice, where Alexander Skarsgard's character, Hamlet, he is all about destiny and faith. and you deal with that in this movie. Then you also deal with revenge. They play this sports game. It's kind of like rugby, but it's fucking hilarious. You have literally like an 8-foot fucking giant Viking in this movie, and it's just badass. It's cool because it reminds me of like watching Braveheart when they throw the rocks and shit. It's kind of like that. It brings you back in time to a sports game and just how today is just not the same. You have very little humor in this movie. A little bit. I would say maybe 3-4 times I might have did a little haha. There's one time I'll give this out. The little kid just like rips ass. That was my first laugh of the movie. I would say the highlight of this movie is that clip you saw on YouTube when they're strolling in with the wolves on their back to hide, and he catches that spear, then he throws it back and kills that guy, and then they raid the village. I would say that whole thing was the highlight of the film. There was some parts in that was really hard to watch. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it was just how it's unbelievable how ruthless they were. It was fucking amazing. It was just amazing. I absolutely love how they shot that. You do get a twist at near the end. I won't say what it is, but you do get a twist. I won't say who the character is, but it's a point in the movie where you're kind of like, what? No. Oh, no. What? Why? Yeah, one of those moments. And the climax, as you would imagine, you see in the trailer where he's fighting near like a volcano. That's the climax. I won't say what happens, but wow, that climax definitely deserves. I mean, it's nothing like standing ovation, but it's a great fucking climax. Amazing all around. Just the choreograph, the way the camera moved, the way it looked, and just the fight was amazing. I came to the conclusion that Robert Eggers is a visionary genius. He is. He reminds me of a James Gunn. They're tuned to their own different. What am I saying, dude? They beat to their own drums beat. Their own. They do their own thing, and you can just tell by watching a movie. Immediately within like 30 seconds, you can tell this is Robert Eggers. You can tell this is James Gunn. You can just easily tell. For a Sky Genie score, overall, I give this an 8.5 out of 10. I almost gave it a 9. I almost did. But that was one time in the theater. I need to watch it at least one more time if I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray, 4K. I'm going to get that shit. Go through special features, then I'll really dig in. But 8.5 out of 10. If I would say more like an 8.8 out of 10, but I'm sticking with 8.5 for now. Alright, sexy monkeys. Go out there and watch this movie. Go drop some acid. Go get drunk. Be a pirate. Go to theaters. You're going to lose your fucking mind. It's a 2-hour, 20-minute movie. You're going to enjoy it because I fucking loved it. I want to rewatch it again. Alright, sexy monkeys. I am out of here. Remember, if you go to jail, don't drop the soap.